Today's video, I'm going to quickly show you how I built and run this actual entire system using Antigravity and Claude Code. So as you can see here, this is the entire setup I have. I have planning stage, content creation stage, processing, validation, output stage, and development stage. So the key thing here to remember is this is all built using Antigravity and Claude Code. Again, I built this with Claude Code. I think it is a €20 or $20 package per month, so it allows me to build this. Other than that, there's no more costs involved in this. Again, if any of you are looking to follow along with this, I break down all these videos inside my community. Link below is in the description if you're interested in joining. Again, it's free to join. So first things first is what we're going to do is we're going to load up Antigravity first and give you an overview of the entire setup here. And what I'll do is I'll try and move myself over to this side for a minute. There you have it. This is the entire breakdown on the left hand side of the screen of what this actual system does. So we generate 4 different types of articles from one input. Now for me, it can be an input is maybe a transcript from one of my videos. It can be some research on a specific topic, and my idea here and my approach to it is to try and get local SEO optimization, obviously start getting cited more in AI content, and we break our articles down into the local hero section. We have a national authority, we have a practical how-to, and then problem solution side. So what I want to do is I want to show this outline first of how it's done. Then I'm going to go through the entire process of a run sequence through this. But the end goal is pretty much to have it like this, that it uploads all the articles to our website ready to publish. And you can see here I have 8 different articles I think that are in draft mode at the moment. I just need to come in and do the final adjustments and edits. Now, one thing I want to emphasize here is this is not, I don't have this set up to 100% automate from creating the articles to fully having them live on it. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's going to add any value. However, with these setups, the output is pretty much like this. So you can see here we have obviously the actual article broken down. We then come down into how whatever the steps are. It then has image prompts that I want to generate here that are going to be used for the cover. Again, we have SEO alt text that's going to be used for the actual images as well. And again, you can see you have 3 different images for the entire article. We also have the entire metadata here that we input into it. Now, some people are probably going to be able to do this much quicker, potentially different ways of doing it. Again, I have no idea about SEO, no idea about coding, and what I'm doing is I'm building systems, building tools that can help me kind of get an edge, I suppose, against everyone else. So you can see that is the output. All I have to do is pretty much copy some of this stuff down. So again, example, how to build AI landing page. And all I do is throw it in to wherever I want to put it into the sections. You can see already the SEO has improved from that, so the readability of the articles are good. I will come back and change some more elements of these. I think one of the things is links. Links is something I'm having a problem with at the moment, internal linking, so I'll try and see can we work on that as well in the entire, I suppose, content flow. But the one thing to always remember here is you're not starting from looking at a blank piece of paper. You have some sort of structure, you have some sort of approach to it, and I think that's one of the key things to remember here. So what we'll do is jump back over here, and you can see here when I say run the pipeline, basically it's going to run it on an input file that I put in here. So again, it's going to be either transcript, it's going to be whatever. So as I said, that's what I'm going to be doing in this case. We get the pre-process section of it. So it converts the transcript into a tidy MD markdown file. We then get a content plan, which is going to allow all our agents to kind of understand where they're going. We then get an SEO plan. We then write the articles. Again, we're sticking to 700 to 800 words each. We then get links and then validation. And what these agents do is interact with one another. So there is a validation checklist. There is making sure if there's certain things. We try not to overlap content. If it is overlapping, it tries to remove it from the actual article itself. So I think that's one of the key things to remember. So here I am on my own YouTube channel, and what I want to do is just pick an article. Now I'm after doing a few articles here already from the front, so what I'll do is try and see can we pick something a little bit different. And so the one we'll pick this one, 5 Google Notebook LM use cases that save you hours. And again, we just quickly come into this and we go down, we grab our transcript, and then again we just bring that transcript over to Antigravity. So I'm have this chat open, but what I want to do now is I want to input the transcript in here and then make sure to save it. Always making sure to save it in Antigravity. You'll learn that the hard way. Yeah, so what this should do now is should output another MD file it should technically either delete all the current files that I have in it, or it should ask me for permission to delete it. So again, what I want to do is I want to showcase this 100% live and try not to cut anything out unless it's like long pauses and things like that. So we jump over here to the code, and it has the transcript, and all I wanted to do now is pretty much run the pipeline. So yeah, so that's pretty much is starting the entire process. We hopefully will see changes here, and if I quickly jump over here, you can see that the last one was uploaded was only yesterday, the 11th of the 2nd, and 124. That was the last one modified, sorry. So yesterday was the 10th to the 2nd, and then obviously that one was modified. So hopefully what we see at the end of it is another 4 more articles uploaded, which means I'm going to have to start editing these and publishing. I suppose the key thing here to remember is I'm doing this for the 100% purpose of, as I mentioned, to get SEO traffic onto the website. Again, I don't push much traffic from my website to any other platform. It tends to come from socials, and I'm wanting to see, will this approach help grow the website and maybe help get more leads and more people inside the community and things like that. So again, what we want to do is allow this command. You can see here what's the list. So straight away it's already cleaned up all the original outputs, which is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. I don't want to see content keep coming on top of each other, because what ends up happening is you end up losing where you're going. So again, yes, just allow for this session. If we can see the breakdown. So phase 1, reprocess the transcript into key insights. Hopefully it will change it into another one here. Review the extracted insights and pretty much go through this. More than likely this is going to take a few minutes. What I'll do is I'll try and pause the video and jump back into it maybe on a different random stages, so you're not bored just looking at this run. I was wanting to try and keep it 100% live, but I think what's going to happen is it's just going to drag on for way too long. Okay, so here we are, checkpoint 1. You can see obviously I have this built in checkpoints just to make sure that we're happy with everything we're doing. So topic, notebook LM for content repurposing, yes. Key statistics is 6, good. Quantified time saving capacity, actual insights, pain points, tool references. So again, assessment sufficient for 4 articles, strengths 5 distinct use cases, provide variety in article angles, content and repurposing team resonates with time-strapped business owners, practical workflows, gaps to address is no Ireland, Wexford specific data. Again, that's my local area. I need to frame the local here article with examples. Again, this is key here. So this is probably the one article I do look to try and edit a bit more with my own experience and knowledge, but it gives me a starting point. Sources, promotion, strips of self-promotion content, yeah. So again, all we want to do is just tell it to move ahead. So from there, it's obviously the task list is going to jump into stage or phase 2, create content plan, 4 article briefs, and hopefully you can see it here. All these files are all JSON files basically about my own business. So I'd have my own links, I have internal links, site maps, business URLs, social media handles, things like that. So if it needs to put it into it, it has the information there to throw it straight in. And there you can see it. Again, creating the content plan. And what we'll do once it comes to checkpoint 2, I'll come back to it again. So here we are, stage or checkpoint 2, content plan review. Local hero, how Wexford business are using AI to match Dublin agency output. Again, it's allowing me to target local SEO and national and regional, I suppose, SEO to an extent. We have a national authority to content multiplication effect, why Irish SMEs are embracing AI repurposing. The content, again, workflow to turn one piece into 5. Maybe this one I'm not 100% sure on yet, but it could work. Tired of the content treadmill, how AI breaks the cycle. So again, you can see pretty much where we're going. Art 1 is obviously this works here. This is data, geography, angle, level playing field, dual advantage, repeatable workflow, break the cycle. You can see what's going to happen is all the content is going to kind of focus itself around a cluster of content to try and help support it. And from what I've learned and research on SEO, that's what I really liked, is cluster content around a topical piece. So title word overlaps, 30% yes. Again, this is pretty much, I think, what it does. It'll look to change it if needs be. Whereas unique angle summaries is done. So again, what we're going to do is continue. And just to draw your attention to this, I suppose. Where is it? Yeah, so this is what I'm trying to build out. You can see here, roughly a human cost to create these articles is going to set your business back $1,000, euros per week. Again, this is based on having an SEO strategist to plan the 4 keywords, a freelance writer for 4 articles, which is around $150, which I think is fairly accurate for mid-tier quality. Then someone, a developer to format, schema, and upload to WordPress. Again, maybe not relevant if you're outsourcing. You might be able to take that cost in yourself. However, it's roughly 1,000, and I think I've done it before. Is about 1,500 to 2,000 euros. And the key thing here is that's a lot of money if you're a small business and you're trying to maybe start to build up some sort of traffic from it. AI content, people are probably shouting and screaming at that, oh, AI content is completely not allowed and you shouldn't be writing AI content. All I done here was a quick Google search, and hopefully you can see it there. Does Google block AI or penalize AI content? Short answer is no, it doesn't. However, there is key things to remember. Like I mentioned earlier on, is do not just set it and forget it, because what's going to happen to it is going to be pure and utter AI slop, rubbish, not worth a damn to you. And what it will end up doing is damaging your overall business system, everything. Now, the same is true for written content. If you happen to spend a couple of grand each week getting content and it's not done right, it's human slop as well. So I think this is the kind of the balancing ground for all this. So the key thing to remember is create your content with AI, improvise it and use it yourself. AI will do probably 80% of the work for you. You'll come in, put your own spin on it, put your own touch on it. And for me personally, it's much easier to do that than trying to start from scratch, and it's something I try to avoid at all costs. I think this is one of the big things here, is this section here. So experience, expertise, authoritiveness and trustworthiness. Again, this is a key thing that I can bring into it because it'll be built into these sections here. More about me, more of like, it's almost like a written article that I've done on myself using AI just to voice everything into it. Just before we go back to that, again, we'll just look here, checkpoint 3. So we're happy with this approach. Cross cluster links. Again, this is anchor text. Again, anchor text I'm happy with. Call to action, again, is call to action to the blog. Become a member, again, which is the community. A lead magnet is potentially the one I need to look at because I think this is set up wrong. And marketing consultancy, again, is direct action again to it. We have the slugs for it. We have everything there is done. Meta description is passed. And again, we just tell it to continue. And you can get rid of these checkpoints if you wanted to, but for me, I prefer to have it. Like, stops wasting credits. You can go back and see if you need to fix something. There's no point in creating everything and then be like, oh God, I made a major mistake here. So as I mentioned, that's the structure of the content, of how we're approaching it here. Humanize it, add value, follow this method, the EEAT method. Again, Google is not anti-AI, but they are anti-spam. So look, you will have people that will do this kind of entire system and will spam articles onto websites trying to target every single keyword out there, small, medium, long tail keywords. And what happens is they may get ranked, but somewhere along the line it's just going to be pulled straight out of it. So you need to build this into your overall business, but build it into it in a healthy way. Again, I'm not getting rid of the entire AI automation. I have automation set up, but it still needs the user, needs the business owner to have the input there to make sure that everything is right. The technical side of things, where you're not 100% sure maybe of SEO, this is where the agents really interact and help kind of structure all this stuff for you correctly and consistently be able to upload then. So I'll come back to this again in a minute to see how the articles are actually doing. So I just wanted to jump back in here now, and you can see here it's actually writing the articles, and we just allow this to edit. But if we go back up, you can see all the articles are being written, and what we want to do is all articles are written. Let me validate them before presenting checkpoint 4. It turns out articles 3 and 4 are slightly over our word count limit. Again, this is something I'm wanting to stick to because I don't want to have too long of an article that is just complete rubbish. So if we just accept them, what it's done then, it's gone into each of these articles to make the changes, and again recount words of all articles. Article 3 is still over. Again, it goes in, makes the changes. Is it having trouble potentially with article 3? Final word count verification again, and once we get this done, I think it goes on to the proper steps. So you can see here it's trimmed them all down to between 700 to 800 words. We're into checkpoint 4, review articles for quality. Again, word counts is perfect on all of them. It passes all these different stages. I think this is key, so we have some sort of validation, and it's not just throwing out random articles that don't fit any kind of approach to us. We have the problem one, again following the problem agitation and solution framework. Hypothetical scenario, again this is something that I will eventually build into it, because what I will do is I will start putting in the config list is actually clients that I've done work with, information that can be shared and talked about, and at least then it's going to tie it all in and much more much easier for you. Data analysis, step-by-step listicle how-to guide, SEO checklist. Again, everything is done for each article. There's no problems there. No cliche openings. Again, these are the common words you always see on AI. Proceed to phase 5 then, again, which is ask it to continue again. And pretty much we are almost there. Final check quality, and what will happen then is upload to our WordPress. Okay, so here we are on to literally the final section, phase 6. The pipeline is being complete. All articles have been created. You can see the word count, ready for WordPress, giving us a slug, focus keyword, AI content tools, Wexford, you can see, and then we have recommended publishing order. Day 1 is article 2, day 3 is article 1, day 5 is article 3, and day 7 is article 4. So all 4 articles are ready, they're there, and now what we're going to do is we're going to upload them to WordPress. So again, we just want them to upload, and as you can see over here, there's nothing in the page at the moment, and I'll quickly just refresh it to be sure. You can still see it there, and again try and now the agent is going to kick in to pretty much upload all these for us. So as you can see, this entire process pretty much won't be the final video because of the cuts. It's around 30 or 24 minutes from start to finish. This is obviously this original video length, but obviously now I've changed it all with edits. But you can see here that the entire process fairly quickly. A few manual inputs again, which is perfect for me. This to just allow me to have control. If you were doing this, you could just easily remove this. And just to let you know how I built it, I pretty much built it very close to what I've shown you here. In this image is I had a general workflow of what I was thinking, and what I've done then is added different agents into different sections and generated a basic enough prompt from just Gemini here, and this allowed me then to kind of start and get a starting point. Yes, there was a bit of back and forth to try and make sure everything was okay. So if we jump over here to the website, and so you can see this one's 11 to the second, 124, and if we just give the page a quick refresh, you can see all the content went in. So we have a draft 145 pretty much exactly now. Tired of the content treadmill, and I think that was one of the articles that we mentioned here. So tired of the content treadmill, and pretty much the article is ready to just do a bit of manual editing to it. I think obviously the first thing is just I need to make sure it takes out the title there, and what we do is it has all the links inside. Again, I need to double check, and this is something that you just have to do yourself, I think, to make sure it is right and has that human touch to it. And again, we have an image prompt down here that's going to help me generate the cover image, an article image. We have the metadata, and again, readability, again, according to Yoast SEO, is really good, which is exactly what you want. And these are just common areas for frequently asked questions. So this is a key one. Won't my audience notice I'm repurposing the same content? Different formats reach different people. Your Instagram followers may never see your LinkedIn post. This is all content that helps with AI and getting citations in search when people put it into it. And we follow that pretty much entire concept throughout every article we create and post. So look, as I said, that is pretty much it. That's how the system works. Again, if you're wanting to kind of follow along on how I built this out, I break it all down kind of inside the community. As I said, there'll be sections inside the video library here that goes through how I build different things with AI, and you get a better understanding of what it's all about. So look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.